How's it going, race fans? Today, I'm going to introduce a new series. I'm going to show you guys how to easily make some custom Mad Max style cars, or for the game Gaslands, if anyone's familiar with that. And in this video, I'm just going to go through the tools and some of the supplies that you might need. So we'll start off. First thing, you will need a car. Preferably one you don't really care about, like this Nissan Skyline. And you can use any car. A lot of people that mod these cars don't worry about actually racing them, but these are going to be made for racing, so we're not going to add things that are going to stick out on the sides very far, so that they don't mess with other cars on the track. But okay, so you need a car, and then you need some kind of hobby file, and really all you need these for is just like scratching up the paint a little bit. So it's good to have different shapes. You'll probably need a sharp X-Acto hobby knife. Kids, don't use these without parental supervision. Some kind of side cutters would be helpful that you'd use for modeling. Silly putty. This isn't something you have to have, but it's good for masking off areas because it will not stick to paint. It will not pull your paint off. Super glue, I like the Gorilla Super Glue Gel. And the Gorilla Epoxy can come in handy too. Here's just a little sander, which is good for if you're cutting plastic parts and you need to smooth out the surface for gluing. You will need some, I call it pluck foam. It's like a cushiony foam. This will be used in the painting weathering process. If you don't have any of this, if you have a flat little brush, this will work as well. You need some cheap paint brushes. And you don't need a whole set like this. This was from Walmart. I think it was $4 for this big set. Then we're going to need some paint. One thing you're going to want is some black acrylic primer. This is a small bottle from Vallejo. I also have the Badger Stynylrez black primer. And if you can't get any acrylic black primers, you can try to use black paint. It just won't be quite as good. Then you're going to need some rust-colored paints. These are actual hobby paints. They're very expensive. They're about $3 a bottle. But basically all you need is like a dark brown, a reddish brown, and an orangish brown. And you can certainly use the these kind of crap paints that you'd find at Walmart for like 50 cents a bottle. So there's a reddish brown there. And you're probably going to want, this is a black wash. You can make your own black wash just using black paint and water and just a drop of dish soap. I already have this, so I'll be using this. And you're going to need some silver paint. And it probably wouldn't hurt to have some gold and or copper paints as well, which you can also get in these cheaper brands. Other things that come in handy: toothpicks. You can use for all kinds of things. Any kind of little toys that have guns on them. So we're going to take this, cut this little Gatling gun off this little figure and mount it on that car. These are like Warhammer 40K weapons from their model kits. Sometimes you can find them cheap, you know, in bags like this. And then another good resource is actual like military model kits. This is a tank that I got. I got the whole kit for like $1/4 at a yard sale. And you know, you can take all these little bits and pieces and glue them onto the car, and you know, it doesn't matter. They may not represent, you know, what they actually are supposed to be. Like this is probably some kind of viewfinder for the tank, but we can mod this up and make it look like some sort of a gun on the car. There's a cannon from a board game that we can cut off of this big part, and maybe if we do like a van, put a big cannon on the top of it. And this is just some junk toy thing, which it's a little large, so probably wouldn't work very well on this car. So I could cut that little nub off, glue it on the back of a van maybe. But just, you know, you just gotta kind of use your imagination and find little pieces of junk and glue them onto your cars. Another one I like to use are these hair curlers. And you can cut these and make all kinds of, you know, different shapes. I've done like a plow from cutting these off and putting it on the front. Wire mesh is great for putting in the windows. You can also use this granny grating, we call it. It's for yarn, plastic canvas. 59 cents at Walmart for one of these, and one is enough to do a lot. That's what I used for the windows on this one and that part there. You can make like fences with it too. A little bit more expensive, but great. This is a polystyrene diamond plate. This is actually made for modeling. A little more expensive. You know, this is probably like, I think it was $6 for 2 sheets of this, but that's enough to do a lot of cars. And then I also got some thicker, just blank styrene we can use to make things. And here's just a little box of random junk I have. These little baby bottles are from the Dollar Tree, so it's $1 for a whole bag of them, and they actually make great little like rocket launcher tubes. The car that I sent to you, Hot Wheels Calgary, had these on the top, and then I just took one of these pointy Q-tips and cut it off, and then that goes inside there, so it looks like little rockets. And we'll probably do that on this car. Other things, little tube beads can be used for gun barrels. Just random junk. If you have tires from another model, you know, you can glue one on the back for a spare tire. I mean, you really just need to use your imagination. Chain, cheap chain, like I did on this one. You know, it's just kind of do what you want. But that's a basic idea of some of the materials you're going to need. And in the next video, we're going to start Mad Maxing this guy up. So stick around and hope you watch the next one.